Hello everybody and welcome to another night of NXR here in Tier 2 for round 9, coming to you from Brazil. Tonight we have the second and final sprint qualifying that we'll be doing this season. So a short qualifying, sprint race, and then our normal 50% race. Alongside me as always is good old Milkman.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all are doing fine. I am doing fine. I hope you are doing fine, Girlforce. And
I'm doing great.
I think that's lovely to hear you're doing great. It's so lovely to hear. And I think we have a lot to talk about it, which we eventually come to those topics. How are you feeling? Oh, go ahead.
There's been a few things that have happened in the last week. Obviously, before last week's race, we had Honest Raccoon. Sorry, Honest Raccoon just joined. We had Lion moving up to Tier 1, and somebody who has come moving down to Tier 2 from Tier 1 is not Hiji. Jesus, I'm muddling everybody right now. Is Oil Prince, who has taken over. No, wait, yeah, who's taken Lion's seat at Mercedes. So it'll be interesting to see how he does tonight. I thought there was another change. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, we have Lots standing in for Motorcycle tonight.
Yes.
And then, yeah, I think that's the only changes.
And also today's changes after the controversial incident with General Jake on Mexico. He is not only serving a quali ban for today, but also a sprint race ban. So that means he is only taking place in the main 50% race. Do you think it's a fair outcome from the owners and FIA, Guildforce?
I think it was a messy situation. And they did what they had to do to remedy the situation, or at least what they felt was appropriate to do to remedy the situation. I don't know, obviously General Jake, for those that don't know, will be missing not just qualifying but the sprint race as well. We've done.
I have also to interrupt you
penalties.
Because if I'm right, we are going to do a 1-minute silence for the war in Ukraine.
You are right.
So I hope the Tier 2 drivers also got the message. If not, that is the mistake from NXR then.
Wait, are we actually in? Because I don't have the spectator menu.
I am in.
Ah, there we go.
Alright, 1 minute is over because I see someone coming out.
My game was being very weird. I was loaded in staring at the pit lane and just had none of the menus.
It's fixed now?
I don't know if... it's finally appeared.
That's good. I think we don't have to say anything regarding the situation of Ukraine. I think a lot of people have already did that. Just so NXR, of course, keep those people in Ukraine who has the flat country in mind, and we hope that the situation is resolved very quickly. Now, going into the qualification, Callum 11 this time is the first one to come out. Normally it's NXR Menai, but tradition I guess is to be broken this time. It seems like today it's at the qualification at least. It's all dry, sunny, blooming, glooming, or however you want to call it. And Callum 11 is letting, I believe, it's healthy through. No, it's Luke Watkins.
Luke Watkins.
So I guess Luke Watkins is the first one who set a lap, and I don't know what you want, Gilfos, but I'm riding on board with him.
Yep, I'm watching on the TV cameras at the moment. What I was going to say was that General Jake is not allowed in either session. He'll be joining for the sprint race, but he's not able to participate in the qualifying or for the feature race, but not able to compete in the sprint race. And we've done penalties similar to this before. I don't think we had anything like it at Monza, so we've not really had a situation like this where someone has received a ban of this nature during a sprint race weekend.
I think General Jake should be fairly happy that we gave him another chance to stay here, because I feel like a lot of different leagues would have probably given him the ban.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think his internet was... I had a look at his, the thoughts on his stream. His internet was having a nightmare that day.
Yeah. That's definitely the case, but the way how we handled it, it was not good. But either way, I think there's also enough words said about that. Because I think, especially me, said enough last week about it. Either way, Luke Watkins is crossing the line. He is about to set, I think a good lap will be a low 7. And he's setting a 7.4.
107.4. Callum 11 invalidated his lap, so he'll have to be going through again. SJ coming through now to set his first time. That's a 110.5. That's a bit off the pace. Not exactly what he's going to be hoping for. Who'll be the next person through? Is it the Haas? It is not. So it's Halsey in the other Ferrari. Jumps up and just 2 tenths off of his teammate.
All Prince
Solid start to qualifying
crossing
for
the line, but he made a massive mistake, so his time will definitely be improved. Oh! Lots here spawn! Lot spun around and lost her entire front wing. That's not a good start of the day for her.
Honest Raccoon jumped in with a 107.9, so he's just off the back of those Ferraris as well while that all kicked off. Lot's trying to just stay out of the way, let people go. Got more yellow flags actually. One of the Alpha Tauris, it was Ulfdog, had an off. That's a lap gone for him. Another invalidation for Callum 11. That's going to start to bite him soon enough. So I don't know how much he has fueled up that car. Sadek Hurdle with a 177. Callum 28, I believe invalidated again. Minoy jumps in with a 108.9, putting himself up into 5th place at the moment. The Alfa Romeo of J-Wall coming through to set his first time of the session and goes up to 5th place now with a 108.1. Mercedes behind of Oil Prince, I believe invalidated. Currently best time of 22.7, that is not ideal. Lots coasting the car into the pit lane. Trying to see who's on a flyer right now.
I'm watching the Nightel at the moment.
Shaman?
Who is behind him? Haas. And I believe it's
Callum 11's invalidated again.
Yeah, this NXR Menai who's up, I think on a lap as well, I don't know. It's not beneficial that the Nightel is doing a lap that close to Menai.
No, Minoy's lap is invalidated. I don't know when Minoy invalidated it, but that time was definitely invalidated by the time I got to them.
I mean, Menai already set a lap, so was he already going for a 2nd lap in a row? If so,
maybe? J-Wall.
If so, then he was entitled to do the lap. If not, then he kind of impeded Nightel's lap.
I mean, even if he was on a lap, if he invalidated it, there's no point in still pushing. But we'll have to see what happens there.
I think he invalidated before the last corner.
Oh, okay. Because that's about the time I got to him.
Yeah, I saw him to go a bit right there, so that's probably why.
J-Wall has actually put himself up into 3rd place with a 107.7. Actually barely beating Sciatic Hurdle and Oil Prince, those three very close together. Callum 11's having a rough one. He's come off of the back of, well, winning last week and winning on track the week before, and has tried setting a lap 3 times and invalidated all 3, so he is starting to have a couple issues there in the Alfa Romeo.
To be honest, I get that because we are not doing full qualification. We are just doing a short qualification. So that means there's not really time to set a safe lap. Because someone with Callum 11 who's like mostly at the top in this tier can probably get in Q1 just away with the safe lap and be dead. And that's it.
Ryan R jumps up to P2. In the Mercedes, he's putting in a solid performance so far there over 107.5.
I think Ryan wants to prove himself something because last week he got pole position, but we all know that race went horribly wrong for him. I guess he just ended up with 2 points with P9.
Higino has just jumped up to 10th place, just ahead of his teammate, and then Shaman split the Hasses, putting himself into 11th. I'm going to go right on board with Callum 11 on this lap. Big slide! This was a terrible time to go on board with Callum 11. Huge slide as he came out of turn 2. Spins the car, keeps it out of the wall.
Do you think the pressure is getting to him since he's now officially a race winner?
I don't think there's any pressure on him. I think, like, obviously he's won a race, he's going to want to try and do that again, but unlike with Night Owl or Halsey, the championship itself is really a threat for him, so he's just sort of doing what he can.
Yeah, I mean, with Callum 11, I think he has to win literally every race and hope that Night Owl, Halsey wins it a lot. Like, Callum 11 is like really, literally an outsider for the championship in this tier. Either way, I want to talk to you about a little bit about All Prince. Of course, we all know that he's 6th at the moment at 7.7. How did you feel like that with his approval that he moved down to tier 2?
I think it was interesting. I didn't know that was something we could do, but he's definitely looked a little uncomfortable in tier 1, making a few mistakes. But he's definitely seemed a bit more... Well, he definitely seems like he's settled in a bit better so far, at least in this qualifying session. We're going to have to see how he handles himself when it comes to the races. But it's good to see him up there. I know when it came to qualifying, we were normally... Like, me and him were normally similar qualifying pace, which is not good.
Tier 1 is not good, though.
It's not a good sign for either of us if, like, you're hanging around the other, because we were both normally at the back. I think Mexico, me and him were actually fighting to not be last between each other until issues started creeping in. And speaking of issues, Sciatic Hurdle spins at turn 1 into the wall.
It's not that.
But I think this could be... I think this could be a good opportunity for Oil Prince to show what he's got in a lower pressure environment and actually just settle in and start putting in the performances that he's actually capable of. Because when you're at the back and you're fairly outmatched in the tier that you're in, you can start pushing and mistakes will creep in, and it just makes the situation worse because it becomes the self-fulfilling prophecy of you're slow, or you feel like you're slow, so you push harder to avoid being slow, but you make the mistakes and lose all of the time that you could have gained, and then you end up last anyway.
I mean, it depends how people see, because of course I get that you don't like it to be at the back of the grid, but also you can also see it like this, because you know, be probably like one of the low runners in that tier. Probably they can try to push yourself to improve yourself and maybe become, let's say, a lower midfield or midfield driver at the end of the season. But I think there's definitely also a lot of challenges. But I also get that you want to race and try to win those races, or at least get podiums.
Obviously, I can't speak for Oil Prince himself, but considering the similar situations we have found ourselves in this season, there's always the upside of, well, at least if you're in Tier 1, you're testing yourself against the best this league has to offer, and you can push and you can try your best to, like, improve against them. But then there's also the side of it where if every week you're showing up and you're qualifying 18th, 17th, maybe a 16th, depending on penalties, it gets demoralizing at points, because no matter how hard you're pushing, you feel like you're not making the improvement, because everyone else in that tier is very good, very consistent for the most part, and it's hard to make those gains on the people when they're so far ahead.
Definitely. I think it's also good. I think it's possibly a good move for all Prince, and I think also especially I feel like Tier 1 next season will be even stronger, because we still getting people in, and some of them are like crazy good, pace-wise. Racecraft-wise, we have to see about it, but I think Tier 1 will be even better and better.
Like, personally, like, while we've been watching these races this season, I've actually been trying to keep an eye and sort of making, like, mental notes of, like, who stands out to me, who I think's ready, who's able to make that jump to Tier 1. Lion was obviously one of those people. And, like, even though I have no control in the draft of, like, who goes where, it's just interesting to, like, sort of see if you can spot the people that'll make the jump up, because some people are definitely ready. Some people...
Sorry, I saw Ferrari almost losing it at the last corner. So go ahead.
Some people are definitely quick enough to make the move, but they're just either making too many mistakes or just not able to get into it when wheel to wheel with others, and may need a little more time in Tier 2 to just help them develop that. But it's going to be interesting seeing what happens once the draft comes around.
Indeed. And let's just have a quick roundup of the times that has been set now. Ulfdog is now on pole position with a 7 flat, which is a good time. LC 2 times behind with a 7.2. Same with Scared Girl. Luke Watkins didn't improve his time, but still a very solid lap with a 1.74. And the last one in the top 5 is Ryan R with a 7.5. Scared Girl decided to retire. And he does it in a pit, so he did not crash out. I wanted to ask you something, but I forgot. I guess that's old folks' memory.
I'm currently riding on board with Manoy. He's been on a fairly decent looking lap right now. Let's see what sort of time he's able to put in. It is an improvement, up to a 1:08.7, so just jumps ahead of Shaman. Still close between those guys. So Halsey... No, wait. Halsey didn't improve. Never mind. I thought he'd gained time. It's still the same time.
And spoken about the draft, there is a possibility that will be a week for next season. All the lovely new viewers, by the way, who want to join this league, please do, so we can realize the Tier 3, so we can give more people the opportunity to race in NXR. Which date will happen is still unknown, but we will be letting you know either way. Which people, let's say, if there's a Tier 3, which drivers do you think will be demoted from Tier 2 to Tier 3?
Oh, feels like a cruel question to ask, doesn't it?
That's why we commentate debate.
I feel like the problem with that question is also like it 100% depends on who moves up. Because I mean, from a baseline perspective, it's easy to say, oh, Shaman, Manoy, I mean, maybe Hajino, but he's also been really starting to step up this season. But the problem is with that question, it's like, that's against the current crop of Tier 2. But then, looking at like the people who could be moving up to Tier 1, if we take that into account, those names may not be as far off as we think. So like, because we have the current goalposts for Tier 1 and for the top of Tier 2, those goalposts are moving. Like, as people go up, as people come down, everything is shifting, so we don't know what the landscape will look like. We can guess. I don't think it's unfair to say that, you know, the likes of SJ, Shaman, Manoy tend to be towards the back end of Tier 2, but they also, I know especially with Manoy and Shaman, they have been focusing on staying out of trouble to try and like maximize on other people's mistakes, and they've been doing a good job with it. They've been picking up points that way. And speaking of Shaman and Manoy, they've actually just been jumped. I was riding on board with Lots for that lap, and she has just jumped both of them, putting herself up to 16th.
Do you feel like Lots, of course, missing out on a place this season because she had commitments on school? Do you feel like she can be like the 2 material, or like, do you think if there's a Tier 3 that she will be better suited for there?
I think if the if we do end up with the likes of Shaman, Manoy in Tier 2, I think Lots absolutely could be Tier 2.
Definitely.
Because I think she's definitely in that same ballpark, as we can see from the times right now, 2 attempts covering those 3 drivers, so I'm not going to say they're a package group where like you'll see them in the same tier no matter what, but it is likely that those 3 will be in like similar areas come next season.
I think for SJ, I think it's a hard story no matter what for him to stay in Tier 2, because even though I like that chapter very much, you can clearly see that SJ is drowning in this tier this season.
Just want to quickly, because the session's coming to an end, J-Wall has actually jumped himself up to 7th at the very end of the session. We've got SJ and Hijino staying well out of the way of TX Phillip, who's coming through on a lap, and one of the Mercedes just up ahead of him as well. That'll be Oil Prince. Very minor improvements from both drivers. I don't think they... Actually, Oil Prince didn't gain at all. I think that is it for the session. So pole position going to Ulfdog. Callum 11, after the early troubles, has just beaten Halsey, Rio, and Sciatic Hurdle 7/100ths of a second, covering the 4 1,000th of a second between Halsey and Rio Fenson for 3rd.
I just more than 3.5 tenths between P2 and P10. I don't think we had it that close in this season altogether.
I will say this, the one time we've raced here, and the fact that we've only raced here one time in NXR in an official league race, is a crime. We had 1 second covering, I think, almost the entire field in Tier 1 in qualifying.
That is how scary good Tier 1 is. And
Brazil is the best track in Formula 1. No one can convince me otherwise.
I tend to disagree. I feel like that's Monza, but Brazil is definitely a good track as well, and I feel like it should be coming back next season. Either way, we have pole position. Ulfdog! Finally, he's showing what he is worth. Callum 11, a solid P2, with Halsey and Rio Fenson very close to each other in P3 and P4. Skyadder Hurdle P5, Luke Watkins P6, J-Will P7, Naito P8, Ryan R P10, and TX Phillip rounds out the top 10. And if you're wondering if we gain a lot of Ukraine drivers, no. Some drivers choose to wear the Ukraine flag to show their memories of Ukraine.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry. I thought I was meant to take a screenshot of that. It wasn't that one. It's the sprint race results I need to take a screenshot of, and I nearly forgot.
To be honest, I got a pop-up in the notification for Chris earlier. I got shocked a bit, but like we didn't even do the sprint race. And it seems like we have a dry sprint race as well. No clouds in the air. I mean, I feel a bit
let
sad
me-
about it because I want to rain like full wets, like I always do.
Let's get them to ready up at 20:59. We'll give them 3 minutes.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk. Before we go and start the race, I want us to talk a little bit about Halsey. Of course, Halsey last week he got P2 in Mexico because he got demoted to P5 for illegally overtaking Nighthall in the safety car before the start-finish line when the safety car came in.
It's an awkward situation because I know in the time I've been watching F1, which is a while, it has been like that rule has changed a couple times. It used to be the start line. It previously at one point was the what's it called? Oh god, brain.
The finish line.
No, it was something called the safety car line, which, for example, at Monaco was actually before the last corner, which led to a whole weird situation with Michael Schumacher once. But like, there were times where you could overtake before the start-finish line on a safety car restart, and I had no idea whether that rule had gone back or not. But it's a difficult one. Obviously, the pack speeding up, slowing down can cause trouble, but at the end of the day, you can't overtake before the race goes back to green flags, which is unfortunate, but we've seen it in the past in this league as well, and it was punished much the same.
Definitely.
Also,
yeah.
Higino would just like a shout out. Shout out to Higino, currently the lead Haas in qualifying. Let's see if he can keep that up in the race.
I will predict that you will not be in the mud
that.
this time, Eugenio. And about predictions spoken, who do you think will win the sprint race? And who will think will get the remaining podium places?
I think Ulfdog will be a good shout for the sprint race. I mean, we know Ulfdog has good pace. We've seen him show good pace versus the likes of Lion. Past couple races have been rough. It seems like maybe on the consistency side of things, he has been struggling.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, at least in this situation, he has a really good chance.
Well, we are going to start. I think I go with Nighthall. I feel like he's the best driver Tier 2 has to offer. I feel like Ulfdog will win it.
Nighthall is starting 8th.
Oof.
I do want to point out one thing that was kind of interesting to me. In the top 12, we have both Mercedes, both Williams, both Alfa Romeos, both Ferraris, both Alfa Tauris, and then one Aston Martin and one McLaren.
Hey.
The majority of the teams are all doubled up in that top 12.
Definitely. With the Alfa Tauri being very good position with P4 and P1.
3rd and 6th for the Ferrari, 2nd and 7th for the Alfa Romeos as well. Those three teams putting in a very good performance today.
Definitely. I feel like the Williams today are a little bit underwhelming. I feel like both TX and others should be like close to top 5. And in qualification, I feel like they didn't deliver. I hope that they can make up some places in the sprint races.
Hopefully. I mean, I think that'll be interesting to watch, like, no matter what, is going to be Oil Prince. Just because now we'll get to see what he's capable of in a race. Because we haven't really had a chance to see it this season.
Definitely. Well, I think Nighthall will still get a podium then. I feel like Halsey will win the sprint race with Callum 11 P2.
What I'm going to do, there's no other detail that is going to be very useful in this race, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the position change, because that is very important considering this sprint race decides the starting grid for the actual full Grand Prix. As the drivers come back to the start line now, Wolfdog lining up on the grid. Callum lags his way into P2.
I was lovely.
And the
3
rest of the
drivers
field.
with some internet connection issues.
Oh, it's my favourite.
Definitely.
There we go. Just waiting for SJ's car to pull into his grid slot. Oh god, the hiccups have come. It's a terrible tie.
Then I'm going
But-
to.
No, we're good. I'll power through.
Yes.
Here we go. The lights are on. 4 lights. 5 lights. And we're going for the sprint race in Brazil.
it's a
We've got a
horrible
great start.
start
Callum,
for
that's a
Callum.
terrible.
He's-
Rio Fedsum, a beautiful start. It's 1-2 for AlphaTauri into turn 1. Oh, there's contact further back. Both Ferraris having issues.
Elsie has a horrible
Elsie's-
start as well.
Halsey got caught up in something there. Luke Watkins lagged around a little bit. There's a huge swarm of cars led by Ryan R as they come down into turn 4. Night Owl up 5 places.
And Callum
Master up 5 as well.
11 lost 30 places.
Problems for Shaman at the back. He seems to have got around at turn 5.
His sprint
Hell's
race is
Luke
almost
Watkins.
solid.
Oh! Luke Watkins went for an aggressive move up the inside of Sadek Hurdle. He's spun around at the hairpin. That's gonna hurt a lot for the Ferrari. Speaking of hurting, Callum 11 in the wall. This is an awful day to be in a red car. Speaking of spinning though, Ryan off into the grass. The Mercedes is around.
Oh no, it's a lot of madness happening. People losing it, like people going for over aggressive moves, losing it everywhere. And it is a 1-2
It's all over the place.
Tauri.
We've got 2 wide, nearly 3 wide down the start straight. It is 3 wide into turn 1. Oil Prince up the middle. J-Wall holds on. Higino. No, he doesn't. Sorry, Honest Raccoon holds on. Oil Prince gets past J-Wall. Higino's looking to get in the mix as well. We've got this 4-way scrap going on. Luke Watkins, Sahadik Hurdle, and Callum are in the pits.
Overdog is pulling away, but Rio Fedsum is not. And Nighthawk is already 3 times behind him, so Nighthawk is looking for an overtake when the DRS is on. But he was already attacking Rio Fedsum, so I think he wants to do an overtake before the DRS is already on. And then
This has been an incredible start.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a way better start in tier 1. And I think Real Master is the big winner with 8 places gain. And Oldprint 6 places gain. So Oldprint definitely shows that he feels more on his place in tier 2.
Oil Prince is flying right now. He got past J-Wall at the start of the lap. He's just past Honest Raccoon in the middle. And he's pulled over a second clear of them. The Mercedes is on an absolute charge.
And was also
Night Owl up to second.
And was also on a charge are the Haasers. P10 and P8 or 9 at the moment. Because Hagino is fighting
Night
with
Owl
J-Wall.
Night Owl up 6 places, but Rio Fensum's going to look to the outside of DRS, puts 2 wheels on the grass, but he's still got enough grip. Night Owl holds on, maybe a little shove wide. Halsey's going to take advantage.
Oh, and
We've got on the
Hagino
board
and
of
J-Wall made a
Brewmaster.
little contact, and Hagino is through. I don't know if that is forcing a driver off track. That is for the FIA to decide if J-Wall decides to clip it. But Hagino's now P8, Menai is P10, Haas is doing really well. And like I said, it's a horrible day for the drivers who are driving in a red car, except for Halsey, who's now P3. And Rio Fedsum is falling like a brick at the moment.
We've had 4 drivers have issues. Oh, Shaman has left the session. He's going to need an invite back. But even with those 4 drivers losing out a lot, Night Owl up 6 places, Brewmaster up 8, Oil Prince up 6, Hagino up 6, Minoy up 7, SJ up 6. As Brewmaster makes it 9 as he goes up the inside of Rio Fensum. Halsey up the inside of Night Owl there, moving up into 2nd place. Wolfdog has torn away 3 seconds clear.
There was a little contact between Nighthawk and Halsey, but I don't think there's any damage. Either way, Halsey after the horrible start in Ferrari.
Higino! Whoa! What a switchback! Higino up the inside, DRS open, job done on J-Wall out of turn 3. That was a beautiful move.
Can we say that Hagino is one of the drivers who improved the most this season.
Absolutely. I'm not even, like, I don't think it's even debatable. He is one of the biggest improvements this whole season.
And he's running with a lovely number 69. Very nice indeed.
Minoi just up ahead of TX Philip. That's not a normal position you'd expect to see either of these drivers in. Philip, normally you'd expect him a bit higher. Minoi, sort of around where we'd expect, but ahead of that Williams is a surprise. Lots clinging on in 12. She's doing a good job at the moment, up 4 places from where she started.
I think her boyfriend Gibby is very proud of her at the moment.
Brewmaster gets past Night Owl. Moves up into 3rd place. Night Owl down to 4th. 10 places gained for Brewmaster.
What's going on with Brewmaster? Did he drink some steroids or something? He's on a wild path at the moment. He's even
Cover
challenging.
that man's pith.
He's even challenging Elsie at the moment. Where is what?
I don't.
Who is this Brewmaster?
I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look because Hijino's trying to go back up the inside of J-Wall. Minoi's under pressure from TX Philip. Night Owl, Brewmaster, and Halsey and Rio are all in it. Honest Raccoon's caught back up to Oil Prince. This is an insane race. There's problems more for Callum 11. He's about to go a lap down now. Wolfdog is just in his own.
I will not be surprised if Callum 11 go in the pit and decide to retire. It has been a horrible race for him.
Oh, there he goes.
I don't think he will retire. This is all
down the front straight. Rio Fensom.
Yep, there it is.
Rio Fensom had DRS, looked to the outside of Night Owl, couldn't get the job done. He's going to look to set this up down for the run to turn 4. Hijino gets past J-Will once again. Rio Fensom's on the grass.
That was a bit too aggressive.
Any opportunity there. Stare out the back of that Ferrari, looking at the charging Red Bull.
The Red Bull is pushing the Ferrari to the corners, basically scaring Hurdle. The tires on track.
I think Hurdle has... Yeah, I think Hurdle has retired on track.
That is very naughty from you, Hurdle.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Here we go, and Brewmaster on the back of Halsey. Those two have actually started to pull away from Night Owl and Rio. Just over a second there. Honest Raccoon clinging onto the back of Oil Prince. Sadek Huddle's left the session. I'm not sure what's happened there.
Sadek Huddle, DNF, so no need to retirement there. No need to get an invite for him there. Because we'll probably start a new lobby after this race anyway.
Ooh. Pit stop's beginning. Rio Fensom goes in early. He's going to look for an undercut here. Honest Raccoon looking all over the back of Oil Prince for what is currently 5th place. Is anyone else going to copy what Brewmaster has done, or are they going to stick with their strategy?
Don't you mean what Rio Fensom has done?
Fuck, yeah. Honest Raccoon, I missed it. Honest Raccoon made a great move around Oil Prince there. It looked like he might have gone around the outside, but Oil Prince is pulling back. Side by side. You can do it here. It's possible. They're still side by side. Oil Prince a little wide, but he gets it done.
Is that not leaving track and gaining an advantage?
I don't think they will. I'll be honest, with how close to the curb Raccoon was, I don't think there was going to ever be space for Oil Prince.
Yeah.
He'd be off track no matter what.
That's all the thing for the FA to decide. Who is Prince Ali for the sprint races today?
It's just hard racing, boys. We don't worry about it right now.
Like Christian Horner says. And we get
There's a difference between...
Night Owl going to the pit stops, going in the pit suites, making a pit stop, yeah, that's the right word. So he's...
Into the pits comes Night Owl. He's trying to cover off the undercut from Rio Fensom.
Yeah, I don't blame him, because Rio Fensom and Night Owl probably fighting for the net P4 or P3 at the moment. And a lot. Well, who's in the pits again? Menai is in the pits as well, same as Callum, Rainer, and the boy SJ, who takes it very slow into the pits.
Menai pitting, he's gonna try and see if he can maybe make these fresh mediums work against the likes of Higino, J-Wall and Philip, maybe gain an advantage. These three are all nose to tail right now, putting the pressure on. Higino picks up a time penalty. So J-Wall already has one as well. TX Phillip currently clean. Only 3 drivers with penalties at the moment. Actually, I think 4, because I believe SJ has one. We just can't see it because he's in the pits at the moment.
Yeah, well, Hels is going
That's-
to... Rumas to stay out. Rumas is going for an overcut on Helsie.
That's a bold move. I don't know if that's going to play out, but we'll have to see.
I think that will lose him major time, unless this lap needs to be perfect. He has some heroes to play with.
Oil Prince, J-Wall, Higino all dive into the pits as well. TX Phillip stays out. He thinks maybe he can gain with one more lap away from them.
I mean, who says that sprint races are dull? This sprint race has nothing but excitement at the moment. This is...
Brazil!
This is outstanding racing!
Drivers currently still going long though. We've got lots out there still yet to pit. TX Phillip, Honest Raccoon, Roomaster and Ulfdog all just hanging out on those soft tyres yet to come in.
Do you think that people will go long at the moment like Lots does, hoping for a safety car? Or virtual one?
I think maybe. I think it entirely depends on the situation you're in. If you're Roomaster, you don't want to pit with Helsie, so staying out that one extra lap to just see if maybe you can pull is a good move. Same with Phillip, you're in a pack of 3, you want to try and make something work. Manoy has actually lost 6 seconds to J-Wall and Higino, so I'm assuming he's had an issue either in the pits or on his out lap.
Maybe he got held, or did a double stack?
Helsie on the back of Lots. Lots... Oh, this could be interesting. Lots is actually just up ahead. Could she maybe play a part here for Night Owl? She will have DRS down this straight, although the traction is so much better on that Ferrari right now with those fresh tyres. Brewmaster does lose out to Helsie. Stays ahead of Night Owl though.
Oh! Lots almost ran in the back of Helsie.
When Brewmaster looking for a move around the outside, Lots gives it up, not really able to fight too much on these worn tyres. Oh, J-Wall!
J-Wall crashed out? That is a safety car!
Yeah, in the inside wall.
Oh, that plays massively in the head for Lot and TX Phillip. TX Phillip is in the lead!
When did Phillip take... Wait.
Phillip did a pit.
Hold on. Wait, I didn't see... Okay, no, Ulfdog did pit. I didn't see him pit. I got very confused.
Now, TX Phillip did a pit, so that means he gained massive positions. I think P8, probably, I don't know. Depends how many people will pit.
Here's the question: if you're on those mediums right now, I mean that works out great for Lots. Reoffensive answering my question: if you're on the mediums, do you risk it and come in for a new set of softs? Because
Reoffensive does not.
Why not? No, Reoffensive does. Reoffensive is in.
Oh, I was confused with Brewmaster, my bad. Yeah, but like...
I know, you're doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it indeed. But like, I get what Reoffensive is trying to think, but I think he loses too much positions.
I don't think he does. Like, you can see a lot of people behind him have already pit. I mean, he was on the back of Night Owl in 5th place. He's lost 4 places, but that whole pack is on mediums.
Yeah, but they have fresh mediums as well, because those people can push on the mediums as well. That's the issue for Reoffensive. Even though everyone in front of him are on the mediums.
They can push, but the advantage is very much in his corner right now.
Definitely.
He just needs to make the most of it.
Definitely, but
asking
like,
if safety cars meant to be turned off for the sprint races. I don't believe so.
No, safety car is turned on. In BOS, I know in BOS they turned it off, but in NXR they are turned on.
Oh, I found out what happened with Hurdle, by the way.
What happened?
He was trying to turn off... Well, he was having controller issues. He tried to leave the session to try and fix it, and ended up retiring instead.
Ah.
So something went wrong with the controller there.
Always lovely technical difficulties. I feel like Lion knows what I'm talking about with his Wi-Fi. It's never nice. To have your race in a disadvantage like that.
Also, Alfa Romeo had an incredible qualifying session, and they will now be starting the race in 19th and 17th.
I mean, we can look at the position changes at the moment, and Brewmaster is still the biggest winner with 10 position gained. And then the second biggest winner is Oldbridge with 7 position gained. So Oldbridge shows that he definitely feels more in his place in Tier 2 than in Tier 1. And then we have a couple of people who gained 6 positions with Hachinio and Lotz. So these two drivers definitely showing that they are Tier 2 worthy. Because the season is...
Definitely they're like showing what they've got. I mean, Oil Prince showing that the move for him down to Tier 2 was probably the right decision. He's been taking fights with some of the solid, like, lower top-end drivers in Tier 2, and now he lines up here right behind Night Owl, Brewmaster,
well, the
Halsey,
safety car is getting in. Well, not every driver is to the back yet.
Shaman and SJ going to be still catching up, but with how slow they tend to take this roll down towards the start finish.
LZ leaves a bit too big of a gap at the moment.
I feel like Wolfdog has accelerated too early there, nearly.
And they are going, and LZ has a very good start. Less than a 10 behind Wolfdog. Well, of course, not going for a move yet because it's very short run down to turn 1. LZ needs to have a better exit, but he does not. Brewmaster is 4 tenths behind him, and then 2 tenths behind Brewmaster is Night Owl. 3 tenths behind Night Owl is Old Prince. And Onosukun caught sleeping, and he's already almost a second out. This has been an amazing start for Wolfdog and Halsey at the moment. But like, Brewmaster is already very close at the back of Halsey, pressurizing him a lot. Rio Phantom already made up 2 places on those softs, so he is showing that he made the right move. Doesn't go for a dive bomb on Hans Raccoon, I think, which probably is a smart move. Trust me, I tried that on Icelandic Wolf and I failed miserably. And
it's definitely a good move by him. He's being smart with the aggression though. He knows where he has the advantage, and he's got a great run here. Honest Raccoon can't even try to fight him as they get onto the straight.
And Real Phantom already made up 3 positions and already almost back at his original position at P6. But he needs to push down a lot because he's then more than a second behind Old Prince, which means that he's out of DRS at the moment. But he is already back in, so that will not be an issue anymore. So I would suggest he will just save his EOS while Ryan crashes! Ryan is out!
No, he in the pit lane. He had another spin on the restart and just pulled it into the pits.
Yeah, that is awkward.
Yeah. You got very excited there.
For someone who died in the pit lane. Yay.
But with just over 4 laps remaining, Rio Fensum has absolutely torn up on the back of this group.
Definitely. I feel like...
Wolfdog.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wolfdog just staying over a second ahead of this pack, but then the whole swarm of cars from 2nd all the way back to 6th place, in with a good shout here. Honest Raccoon only just outside of DRS. Fastest lap from Rio Fensum, not really too surprising. The AlphaTauri is looking very strong tonight.
Yeah, do you feel like Wolfdog is showing his true potential?
I think Wolfdog has had this potential the whole time. I think the issues that Wolfdog has tend to come more when he's in a pack. If he's able to get up to the front and take away, he has no problems.
Yeah, I feel like Wolfdog is like one of the people who has the pace to be competing in Tier 1, but I don't think he is ready to be in Tier 1. How do you feel about that?
I think he needs a little bit more time, like, in Tier 2, just to get more, like, race, like, more experience, like, in terms of racecraft, because he has the pace. That's not a question at all. It's just putting it into practice when wheel to wheel and avoiding trouble.
Yeah. Either way, the battle is stagnating a bit. Well, Luke Watkins is very close to Dirk Schwilp and Henginho. Is he going for a dive? No, but the Haas and the Williams are next
Higino
to
went
each
for
other.
one.
Yeah, Luke Watkins got a penalty for that. That is so unfortunate for him, but got the move on Henginho done. And he's now looking for a move to Dirk Schwilp. So he's going to make a double overtake within 3 corners. This pulls up.
Small. There was a small bit of contact between the two, but it's all good. They're both going. No issues.
Well, Rio Phantom is still stuck in 6th. I don't feel like he can do a lot about it in this terrain at the moment.
As annoying as it is, he needs to be making the moves in the middle sector. Like, he needs to be trying to make an aggressive move where he has the advantage, because once they get on the straights, the cars ahead of him have DRS. He's not able to make any real gains on them there.
Yeah, and the Rio Phantom is already low on EOS. Albins as well. Nightal a little bit more, but also low. Well, everyone in the top 6 is quite low on EOS. And there's just one. Oh, Rio Phantom got a 3-second time penalty.
That could be game there for Rio Phantom. Miles picks up a time penalty as well, down in 14th. Still gaining on where she started, but not the way she would have liked that to continue. She was looking fairly strong early on. Halsey, that light is blinking on the back of the Ferrari. His ERS is draining. Brewmaster sees an opportunity.
Brewmaster is safe things, so will he possibly go for an last lap overtake?
I mean, if he can just hang on to the back of Halsey now.
Got a bit on the grass there.
If you're in Brewmaster's position, you just hang on to the back of Halsey.
Halsey got the grass there again. Halsey is feeling the pressure. I feel like this will be an easy overtake.
I was thinking maybe Brewmaster just hangs onto the back of Halsey and tries to make the move on the run to the line. I don't think but he's not waiting. He goes for the move. He gets it done. Night Owl on the back of Halsey now.
Yeah, but I feel like he got a bit forced off because Halsey took that last corner very long. And now it's going to be very interesting.
Don't forget, Night Owl and Halsey championship rivals right now. Fighting for 3rd on the grid here in the sprint.
Well, there's P2 between P4 is so close.
Credit to Honda, by the way. First, second, and 6th right now. Callum 11 just outside the top 10 as well.
Callum 38.
Good day for them. Night Owl looked. Oh! Big slide for Night Owl. He loses out to Oil Prince and to Rio. Thankfully, the penalty will get him back up ahead of Rio Fensom, but that is a cruel mistake.
And Ulfdor crosses the line, cuts pole position again in the main race. Brewmaster, surprising P2, the driver of the day during the sprint race with 11th position gained. Halsey P3, Oil Prince P4. Nightal P5, he could have got P4 or maybe even P3 if he didn't make the half spin. Anders P6, Rio Fencer P7 after that penalty, Luke Watkins P8, Callum 28 P9, and Dirk Schwilp runs out of the top 10 with P10.
Apparently there's mic crackling because Xbox Switch sucks. That's good. I love that.
Well, we have the FAA to thank you for it. Give you time to fix it, because I assume there will be a lot of incidents to judge by Prince Ali.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and fix it in between sessions.
I hope.
So what I'll do is I'll get the screenshot of the results first, and then I'll try sorting it out.
Yeah, I'm doing some screenshots as well.
Oh, you're getting screenshots of them?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Let me find you first. Where are you, Guildforce? Where are you?
Send them into the commentator.
Oh yeah, that works as well.
Chat, just so Ali can see them.
Already. So, are you still here with your mic?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just waiting for the. I was waiting for us to get back to. You know, I'll fix it now. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully that fixed it. If it didn't, that's all we have. That's all I can do.
Alright, well, this sprint race is over, and this is the last sprint race of the season. We can talk a bit about it now. How do you feel about this sprint race that we tried for the first time in NXR?
I think Brazil is a good track for things like a sprint race. It's normally a really good track for racing as a whole. So I think like this is a track where it's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. There's a lot of opportunities to make a move. So having a sprint race here works. I think sprint racing as a whole is still something I'm not a huge fan of. I'm just quickly resetting up the lobby.
Yeah, let's get to a new lobby indeed.
We don't need a new lobby. I can set it up.
Okay, so we're gonna stay, then we're gonna stay. Yeah. Well, Ali gives the drivers till 21:31 p.m. submit their clips.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up the grid now. And then I can just make adjustments for whoever needs moving around after the fact.
Yeah,
so this tells the Oil Prince.
Do you think the sprint races should stay for next season? And please give your honest opinion.
Personally, no. I don't like them in real F1, and I'm not a big fan of them here either.
And what is it that you do not like about it in NXR?
My issue with it in NXR is the same as my issue with it in real life, where it feels like a gimmick. Like, it was applied in real life because the cars weren't good enough at actual racing that they had to try and create tension. But because of the way sprint racing was set up in F1, it doesn't really work because all it did was remove the... It removed all of the actual action that you would get in the early laps of an F1 race. Now here, where, let's be honest, we aren't F1 level drivers, more mistakes will come in, people will make more aggressive moves, there's a lot less to lose, and so you can see a bit more overtaking, you can see a bit more like aggressiveness from the drivers than you get in real life. So it works a little better. I'm just not a fan of the idea as a whole.
Okay, either way, our lovely viewers, let us know what you think of the sprint race format in NXR. Should they stay or should they be gone? In my opinion, I don't mind if they stay. I don't mind if they don't stay. If they stay, I do think they need some massive tweaking, especially with the qualification. I think they should either be a one-shot or a reverse championship with order. But I'm also up for if the sprint race should be gone completely from next season onwards. Because also one thing is the FIA has to judge those incidents in between the sprint race and the main race, and it's a little bit impractical. Drivers need to wait probably a bit longer than they want to, and of course it feels like it's also a very long weekend.
Yeah.
I would love the viewers. Please let us know what you think of it.
Why is Manoy spectator?
I don't know, Manoy, go back to your house.
Jake also needs to no longer be spectator. Oh, Manoy's sorting out a clip at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, General Jake. Oh, right, General Jake, he can race now. I totally forgot. General Jake, if you're here, choose your Alpine, mate. I'm sorry, Cab 11, if your force as you all three, mate.
What?
Cab
I just said
11
that
is.
the sprint race didn't go well for Alfa Romeo because you guys started both in like what, top 6 and ended up bottom 3. Like, that's all I said.
Yeah.
Why do we only have 19? Who are we missing?
Rio Fensom is restarting his game, he said.
Ah, okay, that's who we're missing. I mean, to be fair, Callum, even if it was your Wi-Fi, that is still a pretty bad race. The race has gone badly.
I mean, you're one of the best drivers in Tier 2 and you have an awful race. I hope your Wi-Fi does a better job in the main race.
Oh, apparently, that's a timing glitch for Shaman. Oh, let me find this.
Always lovely a timing glitch, especially during a sprint race. That means Ali has to do some calculations and math as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly go have a look.
So let's talk about a bit of driver performance. Which driver do you think massively surprised you this sprint race, and which driver do you feel like it was a bit disappointing?
I mean, I think in terms of surprise, Brewmaster, like, what was it, 11 places he gained across that sprint? It's just a brilliant performance from him.
Yeah, I feel like I was kicking in an open door with a surprise. But either way, the driver was a bit disappointed. I had to say Nighthall. I felt like Nighthall was a bit disappointing with his race pace during the sprint race. He still made up some places, but I feel like he being one of the best Tier 2 drivers and probably be the main favorite of winning this championship. I feel like his pace was a bit off today compared to what he used to do.
Yeah, I mean, actually, no, I don't think his pace was off. I mean, he was up there with Brewmaster, he was up there with Halsey. It was just that one slide on the very end of the race that cost him. I don't think Halsey was massively... Oh, sorry, I don't think that Night Owl was massively off.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to... Just trying to grab something. So it seems there was a timing glitch with Shaman, so I'm just grabbing I'm just grabbing a couple of screenshots to help out with working out where he should be.
Alright, what was the timing glitch apparently?
Shaman apparently having a timing glitch because he disconnected, so that caused the problem.
Alright, Shaman must be 13 then. And on the results he shows P14.
Yeah, but cars ahead of him had penalties and he didn't have any. So he would be higher than that, which is what I'm trying to find. Here we go.
And Shaman should be... Oh damn, I'm definitely not good in math at such late hours.
Yeah, if you give me a couple minutes to like work this out, and then I'm just gonna unmute and mute myself quickly while I work this out, and then I'll unmute in a minute.
Well, then it's just you and me, folks, in the with the viewers in chat. You know, let's play this little game. Which predicts? Show me your predictions for the top 3 in the main race. Who do you think will win the race, and who do you think will get P2 and P3, guys? Please let me know. Really, please, because else I feel like I'm just talking to an empty void, and I feel like I'm very alone. Because I think with the race I've seen, if Ulfdog does win it, I think he will win this race. I feel like Elsie will get the edge over Rumas, like at P2, and I feel like, yeah, I say Rio Fence P3. I say an Alpha Tauri P1 and P3. Why not? That's so crazy. I see Ulfdog is very optimistic to put Jamie in P1. I guess Jamie will love that. I don't know what you mean with... Oh, I almost took my phone. I don't know what you mean with the only podium I'm on that I won't be happy with LMAO. I don't know what you mean with that, to be honest, Jable. You know what? I say that if Shaman does end up winning this race, I will go bold. Ulfdog, you can clip it.
Oh god.
Artifacts says, may I be one with the fastest lap? I mean, now you're toying with me, guys. Come on, now you're toying me. Multi P2? I mean... Sure, I guess? Oh, you're back, Gear Force.
Yep, we're nearly sorted.
Good.
So yeah, Shaman is being adjusted to the correct position, which would put him P11.
Okay, but maybe that changed because of some penalties. Which I hope
need to put Rio back up to where he should be.
Which I hope we will hear soon from the one and only King Ali.
Oh, here we go. Joel Hajinho, no further action. Nope, nothing changes other than Shaman.
No further action. I mean, I'm a bit surprised with all the incidents we saw.
I haven't even watched the incidents.
I mean, during the race, not in the incident clips. But either way, no change is happening. Then I think when everything is set up, we should go.
Yep, that should be good to go. General Jake Cameron's just quickly doing one last run through. Yes, okay. Grid is ready to go. Let me double check, because I reloaded the settings. Let me just make sure everything is correct there. Oh yeah, it was yes, blah, 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 blah. Yep, that's right. Remember to turn that down for tier 2. Alright, we are good to go. No, we're not. We've lost someone.
No, we are still 20. We are still 20 drivers. LG and Rio Fest just didn't select a car.
No, he did, and now I'm having to put him back up into position. I guess, I don't know if he unselected a car or if he disconnected, but okay, there we go. Right, now I'm back.
It's LT and Rio Fest will be so kind to select the Ferrari and the AlphaTauri. It will be nice.
Oh, are they not in the right cars?
They didn't even pick the car yet.
Oh, I might have to fix that.
Always lovely some technical difficulties.
Hopefully I don't need to fix the grid there, but we should be good to go soon? Maybe? Possibly?
Well, if Halsey and Rio Phantom select the cars, which Halsey did.
Yeah, once they've selected their cars, I'll just double check the grid, make sure everything is fine, and then we shall get rolling. Alright, there we go. They've got their cars.
Yes.
Let me double check the grid. Halsey's still there, Rio's still there. Good. Alright. Rolling. Let's go.
Alright, go ahead, guys. Do you think it will? Do you hope it will rain in this in the main race?
It's possible. It'll be wild.
I do hope it will rain.
I'm just at tier 2 and just all caps in bold. Vamos! Bring the energy of Chaotix back for one brief moment.
Chaotix gone but never forgotten.
Can't forget him. He's fucking related.
Yeah, but you're like good friends, so you have no choice but not to forget him.
Screw that guy. He abandoned us.
We love you, Gil. We love you. We love you, Chaotix.
He's bigger than me. He could beat me up. I can't talk too much smack.
Oh, you're a tiny dude, huh?
I am small and skinny.
Dude, I mean, I'm small and fat, so I prefer to be small and skinny than small and fat.
Ha! Just backhanded a bowl.
What for feminist scream was that?
Don't worry about it. You ever heard of a Wilhelm?
I don't want to. It looks like it's dry. Got on it. Someone already ready? Oh no, wait.
No, we're fine.
We're fine. I always seem to get fooled with that.
I mean, it'll get you. I'm gonna give them 5 minutes to get their stuff in.
Drivers, do not forget your setup. Please do not forget your setup. Because we will not restart if you do.
go. Alright. Milkman, Hijino is asking what your prediction is for his race.
Well, last week I told him he will be in a mud, and he did end up in the mud. You know, I'd be kind with him. I say P9.
Ah, fair enough. Wolfdog, saying Arava is streaming. Why would you want to watch Arava? He has scripted content. You know what you get here in NXR with us? Unscripted madness. Did you see that last race? You can't write that.
Wolfdog,
We've got
you
more.
are in pole position. You have the chance to win this race. And what do? You gotta watch Arava instead of focusing on your race? Mate, you bottled it enough this time. Not watch someone else's stream.
The man knows what he's doing. He was watching Arava that whole sprint race and just vibing.
I mean, nobody even came close to threatening him, so I won't blame him.
I mean, yeah.
If
It would be his entertainment.
If I was his team principal, I would smack him in the face for watching something that could distract him.
No.
And for legal purposes, it's a joke.
It's fine. I actually haven't watched Arava in a while. I haven't watched many F1 careers in a while.
Because I follow Arava's content, especially the My Team. I find it somewhat entertaining. Why, I don't know. Yeah. I quite watch Arava's content in a regular. Then of course Jan Olme as well, PSGL, some other esports races from '97.
I remember Tom. He came by here once, didn't he?
Yeah, he donated, I believe, a big chunk of money to the Might charity stream.
Wolfdog speaking facts, by the way. Jimmy Broadbent is the best. That is true facts. We don't argue here.
I don't even know who
I
don't even know who Jimmy Broadbent is.
He's a lovely man who used to live in a shed, and did some good old brick car last season, and managed to win 2 races. His first time in actual motorsport.
That's good for him, I guess.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He does like I think it was meant to be a 24-hour race for charity on iRacing, but because they set the lobby up wrong the first time they did the race, the first hour had to be redone. So now the race is permanently a 25-hour race whenever they run it again.
Man, you gotta have some stamina for that. When are we going to ready up, by the way, again?
In a minute.
Okay.
Like, to be fair, iRacing allows driver swaps and everything, so it's a bit easier than on most games.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone has a PC and wants to do some sim racing, I've been the past couple months getting into iRacing. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to give it a go. It's damn good. As we have readied up, and we're going to be getting going with the formation lap any moment now.
Oh yeah, let's go. And then I didn't hear your prediction yet for this race.
Honestly, with how the first race went, I think Wolfdog. I think I'm sticking with him. I think I said he was going to win the sprint. I think he's going to win the full race.
And what do you think will get podium?
Ooh. I mean, Brewmasters looks strong all day. I think he's a safe bet up there. Maybe Rio.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it will be an AlphaTauri 1-3 with Ulfdog winning at a Rio Fence P3, and I think Elsie will be taking the P2 slot.
Brad is asking, isn't iRacing expensive? Kind of. It's like subscription based, but it only gets expensive depending on what you want to do. If you're an idiot like me and go, I want to do road racing and oval racing and dirt racing, then yes, it's very expensive.
Ulfdog just got spun one by Roommaster and is now disqualified for the formation lap, so he will probably have a shocker of a start.
Oh, that's some good team tactics. Although I've just realised when looking at this, obviously drivers have free tyre choice. We've got a big mix here. Softs for Ulfdog, mediums for Brewmaster, softs for Halsey, mediums for Oil Prince, Night Owl, Honest Raccoon, hards for Rio Fensum. Luke Watkins on the softs, Callum 28, TX Phillip, Shaven and Lot starting on mediums. Both Hasses of Higino and Manoy and SJ in the Alpine, all on softs. Ryan R, J Wall, Sciatic Hurdle on mediums, Callum 11 softs, and General Jake on the mediums.
Are you a bit surprised with Rio Fensum going on hards?
Yes, very.
Because I feel like even though the hard probably not overheat, I feel like they are just a slow tire.
I mean, do we want to pull back the curtain on the strategy game on lap 1? Or do we want to hold off on that because...
Was that Mercedes all the way at the back?
I think that was Ryan. I think he had an issue on the formation lap.
Almost lovely. Either way, Udog's tires will be minus 200 degrees, and all the drivers' tires will not be hot as well. Well, we are going to... The lights are on. 5 lights. And away we go! And Udog doesn't have a good start.
Halsey has a brilliant one.
Amazing start. Oh, banging wheels 3 right.
Wolfdog has to go across the grass. Brewmaster moves up to 2nd place. Night Owl and Oil Prince getting very close. Luke Watkins boxed in between the two of them.
Yellow flag, there's a Haas off, and that's Hedginio. Hedginio is off. Doesn't look like he has wing damage, but my eyes could be deceiving.
Luke Watkins went off on the Max Verstappen line there out of turn 4. I don't know where he went. He loses a position out to Oil Prince. Brewmaster losing out to Night Owl there. Oil Prince looking up the inside of him now. The Mercedes. Small bit of contact with the Red Bull, but that's another position gained. Brewmaster's ghosted?
Yeah, Brewmaster's ghosted, yeah. Oh, there's some connection issues as well with Luke Watkins. Yellow flag is sector 2, and there's an Alfa Romeo off.
That is Callum 11.
Callum 11. Here's weekend started off even more.
Oh, Wolfdog! Sideways into the wall. He caught the inside curb through the little kink and clipped the wall, took off part of his front wing there. That was not the start he needed.
There goes our prediction.
We thought it would be AlphaTauri in 1st and 3rd.
But it's Ferrari in 1st and 3rd with Nigel PP2. And he's on the medium tire, so he will be faster at the 2nd stint if there are no safety cars.
I mean, I think the thing right now is he's going to be under pressure from Luke Watkins, and Luke is absolutely going to be trying to help his teammate here.
Definitely, because even though Luke Watkins is a good driver on his own, he isn't fighting for any championship, so he definitely wants to help his teammate making his dream possible of winning a Tier 2 championship, making his dream realize it. And he's got a faster tire compound, and Halsey is already more than 3 seconds off. I know the soft tires are good, but are they that good? Or it might be the slight wing damage from Nightel, and doesn't Nightel know?
I mean, the soft tires are very good here, especially in the early stages. I mean, you look at that middle sector, that is just handfuls of time that you will gain as DRS is now available. Luke Watkins to the inside. Good job there.
And Nightel is not even challenging it. He knows the soft tires are too good for him at the moment. Maybe he needs to try to stay within Luke Watkins' DRS.
Another move made a bit further down the order. Honest Raccoon moves his way up into 5th place. Rio Fensum is just hanging onto the back of Brewmaster right now on these hard tyres. He's not really gained anything since the start. I don't think he's actually gained anything at all, but he's not lost out either. So he's just maintaining 7th for the time being.
Well, let's see the position change.
I think
And Ryan is the biggest winner with 8 position gains. As Gardigo and General Jake also both got 6 positions, just like Luke Watkins. I mean, yes, the team principal of Ferrari and Haas must be loving life with the Ferrari team at the moment, having a 1-2.
So the Aston Martins side by side down the start straight, further back, General Jake trying to put pressure on Lotz, trying to make his way up through the field. Hideout's just hanging on to the back of Luke Watkins, the DRS is helping him. Oil Prince out of range, so he's not really going to gain anything. At least not for the time being. Callum 11 on a fresh set of softs, putting in the fastest lap of the race after an early issue.
Lotte is definitely not liking the medium tires because she is missing quite a lot of apexes at the moment. Shaman goes a bit on the grass. Oh! Contact! Contact between Lotz and General Jake. And Belsker, the Colo is round as well. A lot is happening in I think General Jake suffered big damage from hitting Lotz in the rear of the car. I don't know if
that might be damage to the Alpine.
I don't know if Lotz broke way too early or General Jake misses braking point. That is something for the FAA to decide if he decides to send it in. Either way, that is Jake's good race according to smithereens.
She gains the position though as she uses DRS to get past Shaman there, putting herself up to 11th place. Up ahead, Brewmaster and Ryan there battling it out for 7th place. Rio Fensum has actually gotten past the Red Bull and moved his way up into 6th.
Rio Fensum surprisingly good on the hard. Ryan goes in the inside of Brewmaster, going side by side throughout the sector 2. Bit contact, wheel bashing there, and that's a 3-second time penalty.
Philip is around. I saw that happening just in the background. He caught the grass and spins out.
Philip
Philip
does not have a good season. I think this is a season for him to forget.
He's had moments where he's looked very strong, such as Imola. However, the end of that race at Imola was not good, and Philip is around again. Those overheating tyres just coming up and biting him.
Well, now Callum
get a
left.
swap at Red Bull.
Yeah, Brewmaster went deep, and Callum 28 went to the inside. Brewmaster think he's my teammate. I'm not gonna fight him. Let's give Callum 28 a shot at Ryan.
And Philip around again. He's just pushing too hard on these overheating tyres, and now it's just spinning up.
Do you think? Yeah, he lost an end plate. He needs to have his wing change as well. Do you feel like this was supposed to be Philip's breakthrough season?
I don't know if I would say his breakthrough season. I mean, I think season 2 was very strong for him. Season 3 was a rough time for Philip, and I think season 4 was very much... This was meant to be a rebuilding phase for him, and we've seen that working. We've seen moments of strength coming from him. I don't think he's quite where he would like to be at the moment, but I don't think he's done by a long shot. Callum 11 and Philip into the pits. So Philip's in again. Brewmaster into the pits, so I can only assume that he got some damage somewhere along the way. Sadek Huddle into the pits as well.
Yeah, Brewmaster is chasing his wing. So that is his race done as well, and he went for the soft tires, I believe. Yes, he does, so he has to stop again.
There is a good little trio back here. Lotz, Shaman and Minoy fighting for what is currently 9th place. Mixture of tyres, Lotz and Shaman on the mediums. Minoy might start to be feeling the pain from those soft tyres. I don't quite think they'll have the advantage anymore.
they have a slight advantage still, but like that will be over within a couple of laps. Either way, you said like they're like a group of drivers who could possibly be in both tier 2 and tier 3.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like those 3 drivers are performing at the moment? Because in the sprint race they find themselves a lot in the midfield as well, and now they do again.
I think this is sort of what I was referencing earlier, as that's Philip back into the pits. Like earlier when I was saying that the strength of these 3 is that they tend to stay out of trouble. They've done so far in this race, and it's worked out great for them. Minoy manages to sneak up the inside of Shaman. Shaman, I think, using a bit more ERS. Minoy doesn't have much to play with. Both drivers with DRS, so Shaman manages to just stay ahead. He's aggressively defending from the Haas. Doesn't look like any massive weaving though, so nothing penalty-wise. There's a track limits penalty-wise though for Shaman. But he's doing a good job holding off the Haas.
Oh, Haas almost had a moment.
Shaman with a terrible exit. Minoy had a look around the outside, not able to find it. Just goes into the back.
What the hell is going on here? Because it seems like Shaman was not accelerating, and this could possibly be wing damage for Minai. That comeback was pretty hefty. Nope, no big damage so far, so I think Minai got lucky. But it was a weird moment from Shaman.
Like, I have an idea what it could be, which is, well, I don't know if Shaman knows this technique or not, but sometimes when defending a position, a good way to do it is that on corners where it's likely the person might pull a switchback on you, you take the inside line and you sort of slow it down a bit more than normal on the apex to just sort of block it off, hold that line and prevent anyone coming back. I don't know if Shaman knows that move or will actually like put it into practice, but that's the only thing I can think of that happened there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit too ambitious. I think if it was like such a defensive move, I think it was done a bit too good. But either way, looking back, Halsey has pulled more than a 4-second gap to Luke Watkins, and Luke Watkins is doing an amazing job keeping Night Owl behind.
Well, I think the big thing with Luke Watkins and Night Owl at the moment is the fact that it's not even Luke Watkins has been really defending. Night Owl hasn't been putting a whole load of pressure on to Luke Watkins, but he's more been using the Ferrari to stem the bleed, because Halsey with the soft tyres would be pulling away more and more, but because he has that DRS, he's just keeping just within DRS range of the Ferrari, pulling back up down the straights, and it's keeping him in this fight for the time being. General Jake and Roomaster both into the pits. Roomaster's seemingly had a problem? I don't know if I missed when that happened, but
it is a very odd stop. It's a very odd early stop.
Off of the... is he twos? No, yeah, he was on...
Then it will be 3-stopping.
Wait,
He was on soft. He was on softs, and now he's on softs again.
No, yeah, he could do that. 10, 10, 16. 2-stop.
He already made 2 stops, Gilforce.
Oh, okay, so he did have issues early. Oh yeah, he picked because he had wing damage when he let Callum by. Yeah, never mind.
But then a few laps later, he pitted again for softs. That is odd. Unless he had wing damage again, then it's understandable.
Well, I have seemingly killed 2 of my predictions so far for the top 3. Rio, please hold on to it.
I mean, Rio Fenton is nowhere near the podium at the moment. He's just at the back of the midfield.
But he's also on those hard tyres.
Yeah, I feel like that's a mistake, because the mediums are more than capable enough to do the job what the hards are supposed to do.
Yeah. Also, something I didn't mention at the time, but Shaman has now been passed by Minoy and is losing time to him. Shaman's defense of Minoy actually helped Lotz pull a 3-second gap on the pair of them. Like, she just flew away while those two are fighting, and Minoy's starting to make progress into that gap, taking about 3 attempts out of it since he passed Shaman, but it's a nice buffer that he's managed to pull for her in that short time. Or, well, she managed to pull it. His defense probably aided a little, but she just had some good pace there on that.
I mean, I think Lotz definitely shows that Kimmy R is definitely trying to help her improve a lot.
I don't even know if I'd say it's Kimmy. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. Like, Lotz back in like previous, like she was in season 3, was it? Or was it season 2?
I think season 2 she made her debut.
Yeah, but did she race last season? Was she? No, yeah, she raced last season.
She raced last season in the Williams.
Like, her pace was in the same sort of ballpark with Shaman and Minoy as we saw before. But, I mean, at the moment, she's showing good pace compared to them, and she's not far off of the people up ahead. Like, she's, even having not raced properly for a little period of time, she has managed to still have the pace to fight with the same people she was fighting before. So I think I just saw Ryan R make a move on Honest Raccoon up into 5th place.
That's possible indeed. I think Lotz has a huge potential to be a great drivester. Of course, we have to see if she can make the potential through, but like, when she had her first race in Australia, she directly got points in Tier 2, I believe it was a P9. And her short stint in Australia was mega. For a driver who is compared to the caliber of Manai and Shaman.
SJ picked up a 10-second time penalty there while off track, letting people by without a front wing. I don't know why he got a penalty for that, but that's the game being a bit weird. Icelandic Rob in the chat actually loving what he's seeing at the moment from his team. Oil Prince, Ryan R and Honest Raccoon 4th, 5th and 6th. Philip out of the race, not an ideal night for him. But the 3 remaining cars putting in a great performance. Something I've just noticed. Luke Watkins is gaining now on Halsey. It's slow, it's steady, but he's gaining a little bit on his teammate right now.
Is the tire wear playing a part with Halsey?
Maybe Halsey put a little bit more out of the tyres in the early part, and so now in this section of the stint it's starting to come back to bite him and bring Luke in. I mean, with a 4-second lead, I don't think he's going to lose enough for it to really matter. Luke Watkins not got the grip on those softs, not able to get the power down out of the corner. Night Owl almost running into the back of him there.
I think Night Owl should make a move, like, very quickly.
Oh,
there's a yellow flag.
out.
Yeah. That's a safety car!
Oh. How did he do that?
I think he messed up the first corner. Either way, that messes up with Night Owl a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this is very beneficial for Luke Watkins and Halsey, who going to go for a double stack. And Luke Watkins took care that he's not going to be held up massively.
Those on the mediums are in a really awkward spot right now. I've just seen both Mercedes choose to come in, as has Callum 28, all 3 of them putting on softs.
Well,
that's a long stint on softs unless they're planning to make a second pit stop. 80 laps still to go. I don't know if that was the right move. Honest Raccoon, Night Owl.
And Night Owl doesn't have a chance to pit anymore because he's already behind the safety car. So that the safety car screwed Night Owl over so bad.
I'm really confused by some of the moves here. I think the drivers who are on mediums who have just come onto softs, I think is a... I mean, either way, you're going to have to pit again no matter what way you choose, so I guess maybe getting the faster tyre for a bit now, going double soft to the end, is better than clawing along on these mediums and only getting one set of softs so you have to stretch further.
Or you can choose for the hard tires. You'll be probably slower, but you don't have to stop again.
Yeah.
But I don't
So-
think soft tires can put up a more than 20-second gap for a two-stop.
So General Jake, Callum 11, both stayed out. I don't know if. Oh, actually, I think them staying out has actually kept them on the lead lap.
Well, Ferrari is up for a 1-2 at the moment. They are a net 1-2.
The drivers that have stayed out, though, obviously Night Out, Honest Raccoon, Rear Fencem, Lots, and Shaman. Awkward situation for all of them. Not really sure how you play that one, really. You're in a bad spot no matter what.
One thing what I noticed about Lots is, even though it's a tricky situation because Nightal and also Kuhn has the exact same situation, is that she is not always that strong of making the right tire strategy calls.
I think.
However, I would also think that this is a difficult one. Would I stay out, hoping for another safety car really close to it, or should I go in and go for the slower hard tire compound?
Well,
what do you think,
two things. Two things is the first one. I think Aston Martin and McLaren tend to actually be in a party in Tier 2, so the four drivers are normally in communication with each other. So there's always assistance with those sort of strategy calls. But then also, I think the idea of staying out and hoping for another safety car is not a terrible idea. I mean, to borrow a phrase from NASCAR, cautions breed cautions. By having a safety car, you bunch the pack up and it's much easier to get another one. But even if that happens, say it happens in the first 3 laps, you're still going way to the back because the pack's still bunched up. You need to go long on your tyres to about, for a couple more laps and just hope that the field spreads before the next safety car and that you can make your tyres last to that point.
Yeah, definitely, but like, if you take the risk to gamble on a second safety car, it's a huge risk. I don't even know if that will pay off or not.
I mean, they're gonna have to pit either way.
Yeah.
So it's awkward for all of those drivers who are on mediums. Some have gone for the softs. I just saw Riot R actually dive back into the pits to take a fresh set of mediums.
I mean, that is possibly smart. I don't know where Riot R were before the safety car.
He was right with Oil Prince. They were on mediums. They both pit together, put on a set of softs. And so now he's jumped back into the pits to put on a set of mediums so that he can now go to the end.
I think that's a smart play because assuming that the grid will be staying close together, who knows? And then he can jump all of them who needs to pit again. But also seeing at this tire telemetry, that is not just like, I think just less than half a grid who needs to pit again. Well, safety cars in this lap. Callum 11 needs to haul his ass back to the back of the grid because he's not even close yet. But either way, it's not important. What important is, when is Nightal going to go?
He's taking it steady. The field is
taking it very slow. Maybe hoping that some of them will make contact.
Well, he was taking it slow, and then the people behind were speeding up, thinking that people were going. Don't know quite what's happened back there.
Does he go away for a move on the rear of Fencem? Does he make a stick? Yes, he does.
Luke Watkins tried to follow him through, didn't quite find
Shaman gets a 5 seconds penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
Yep, he overtook on the restart, so that's on him. Like, he overtook before the start line.
Ah, man, Shaman, you did it again.
Oil Prince made a quick move on Lots as well. He's on those soft tyres.
Halsey is making quick inroads, not joking around. Now he is Nightal in his visor.
Right, if you want someone that's making quick moves, Oil Prince has made 2 places up this lap. He's looking for a third there, trying to get past. Ooh, and Manoy.
Is that a safety car? Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't see.
Yeah,
oh, there it is.
It is. Displaced massively for Night Owl.
Oh, here we go, and Night Owl in. Nice Raccoon in. In they come.
But I still think they will lose a lot of positions. But
The
they will
problem
be
is
on the
it's still
fresh
18
tires.
laps. Oh,
Yeah, but
this is too early.
No, I don't think so. They can make it. Because remember
18 laps?
Well, remember when the safety car goes back in, they've done like 2 more laps, so they will be like in lap 21. If they are very careful with weaving around the one with the tires, they will not have that much wear. And also, those soft tires are fresh.
Milkman, I'm just going to give you some information I was given in the chat a little earlier on. So, we know Artifact, fairly quick lad.
Very quick lad, used to be my teammate.
Would you like to guess how much tyre wear his medium tyres had after 20 laps?
Probably like 60, 70.
70%.
I mean...
And you're saying that they're going to take these softs 1 lap less. Oh, sorry, 2 laps less.
Well, I don't know if you calculation, but if the safety car goes in lap 21, there's 15 laps of racing on the soft tires. Which they can make it. The tire wear will be around, I think, 60-70% as well.
I don't know if it's...
It also depends if you are a Sergio Perez or a Mazepin on those tires.
True. It's... Problem is, it's just like looking at the current situation. I just don't know. Also, I've just noticed something that I had completely missed. Look in third.
Oh no! Get back!
Where the hell did he come from?
I mean, we all thought, okay, his race is over. Nope, he's third. And look who's at fourth.
Count 28 on a set of soft tires, no less.
Well,
that's.
I think he needs to bid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who was it that was on softs up there? Oil Prince. He made up 2 places, nearly 3 places on that restart, and then immediately pitted when that safety car was called for a fresh set of mediums.
I mean, those mediums will definitely be better at the end of the race. But it also depends when the soft tires are really going to get off and the mediums will be in their strengths. I mean, oh, by the way, may I also attract your attention? Look at P8.
11, making his way back up on a set of mediums. He's going to the end.
Callum 11 had a horrible weekend so far, but the second safety car brought him right back up. Well, I think it's still a bit too low, but you definitely have a chance to get some good points. Safety car in his lap, so the safety car goes back in 1 lap earlier than expected. And it's a Ferrari 1-2, so they can dictate. They can dictate whatever they want.
I think somebody else worth mentioning before we get back going is General Jake. He's also had a pretty rough race, also starting very dead last due to the ban. He is up in 7th, he is on those mediums, and as Halsey pulls away, gets a big jump on his teammate.
I think it was a bit intentional.
Calum 28 and Sadik Hurdle side by side through the center S. The power on the outside. Hurdle looking very good here. Ryan R making it 3 wide.
Oh no.
There's contact.
There's contact. I feel like that was asking for it to make it 3 wide for Ryan R. I hope he doesn't have any damage.
I don't know if he does. It'll be very close. Callum 28 just goes into the back of Hurdle there. I don't know if he picked up wing damage. General Jake. Night Owl goes into the back of General Jake. Brian R, big slide. Jake up the inside into the hairpin.
Night Owl looking
Yellow
to follow
flags.
through.
J-Wall's in the same off at the same place that Minoy went. General Jake and Ryan so close together. I think Night Owl might have wing damage. And Ryan forces General Jake right there.
Yeah, Night Owl lost his end plate. That is his race over.
For now, there could be safety cars.
Not now yet, but this hurts Night Owl's championship so much at the moment. You should probably be a bit faster into the pit lane, Night Owl. There you go.
General Jake looking to the inside of Ryan R again. Ryan tries squeezing him over to the left. Meanwhile, right behind him, Honest Raccoon's looking for a move on Callum 11. Both pairs side by side.
By now I'm looking at the battle for third. Well, there's a
yellow flags. Callum 11's out.
Oh, it's not a good day to be an Alfa Romeo driver.
Honest Raccoon is around as well.
They must have made a collision.
Pits. They were side by side coming into that kink. I don't quite know what happened between the two of them there, but that's game over for Callum.
Somehow this is not a third safety car. I think I'm happy with it though.
He had made a good comeback, but something went wrong there when side by side.
It's quite surprising that we see a lot of good drivers, with Oofdog in partially because he's now back into the race, but also with Night Owl and now Callum 11 not having a good weekend.
Well, I think Niall was having a good one. The safety car messed with his strategy, and then I think I caught the incident that might have taken off his wing. It was basically just somebody checked up, someone ran into the back of him, who ran into back of them, who Night Owl ran into the back of. Just a concertina, and it's hard really to do much about it.
Another yellow flag is get hurdle.
So keeps it going though. Yep, on Raccoon in the pits.
I think he's spawned out. I don't know if he has big damage. But this second safety car's restart has been a bit chaotic.
Wolfdog putting the pressure on. Luke Watkins doing the best job he can to defend for his teammate right now. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari. Yellow flags in the middle sector.
Wolfdog has a
Brewmaster falling down the
penalty.
order. Brewmaster the next victim.
But I think Luke Watkins wants Halsey to hurry up a little bit more, pick up the pace.
He needs to give it a little more, but they also need to keep their tyres alive. Rio fence him into the pits as well. I suppose he must have picked up some damage somewhere.
Yep, they are waiting for him for a new wing, so that's his race over as well at the moment. There's a lot of great drivers.
Oh, that's Hurdle off again, I think. Yeah, he's around.
And
end plate missing.
End plate damage. I feel like the FIA Tier 2 team will have a field day.
I'll say this, especially when you remember how the grid set out for the sprint after the sprint race. If we came into this race and you told me that Lotz and Shaman would be the highest of the 4 McMartin drivers, I would not have expected it.
I would have laughed my ass off straight away at you, mate.
Well, here we are. Lotz P8, Shaman P9. This is a day for the underdogs right now.
Definitely.
28. P4
yeah,
still.
But he must be going for. He must be pitting. I don't think these stuff can go 20 laps.
I mean, send it. If you're in his position, send it.
Yeah. Well, Jake is lurking at P5.
You have an opportunity to go for an absolute hero drive right here. And honestly, even if it could cost you a load of points, I say you go for it. Oil Prince passes Ryan R there, taking 6th place away from his teammate.
There's not a lot of interesting battle going on, except for the battle for P1.
Even then,
I don't think Luke Watkins will eventually. I don't think Luke Watkins will overtake him. Well, he already putting off. He already taking off his DRS, so he's definitely no intention to overtake Halsey.
But now he's under pressure from Ulfdog here as they come through turn 3.
But Ulfdog has a bad exit. So Luke Watkins is being the best teammate he can possibly be for Halsey and defend his possibly win. And I hope for them that it will be a Ferrari 1-2 like back in the old days.
Oh, we're seeing some tension in the Alpine Alfa Romeo camp as tension on the track as Ulfdog
goes a bit deep.
Bit deep, holds onto the ring, nearly kicks the back end out of the hairpin as well.
I think the media tires are a bit overheating for him.
Alam 11 mentioning that he's been, and then apparently seemingly having issue with General Jake there. So that's going to be a heated debrief over in the Alpine and Alfa Romeo camp.
I mean, Brennan has definitely put out some more fires here and there.
Oil Prince on the charge, on the back of General Jake right now. DRS open. Jake doesn't really defend much, he goes to the outside. You can actually make it work around the outside at turn 1, but no, he's going to give it up.
General
A little
Jake
slide.
got a lot of corner. And now General Jake finds himself back in a Mercedes sandwich.
Jake to the outside, Oil Prince gives him a squeeze but leaves the space, side by side through the kink. Ryan's looking for a gap, he tries to slot him behind his teammate. Jake moves over, pushes him away, says no thank you.
I mean, it's definitely not an ideal world to be in a sandwich between two teammates.
I don't think it's ideal to be involved in anything with two teammates, as Ulfdog will tell us right now, because he is not able to make the move.
But he is probably hating Luke Watkins. Well, Luke Watkins doesn't have a good exit. So that means he has to pull off, or no, he's going for an overtake on Halsey. Luke Watkins goes into the lead.
Halsey low on ERS as well. This could actually be a very smart move by Ferrari. Swap over now when you have the opportunity. Let Halsey recharge his ERS and have Luke lead for a while.
That's definitely be the case, but then Halsey has the job of
pressure's on.
defending, and Ulfdog is going in for the attack.
Side by side, not able to get the job done.
Scatter is there, he gets out of the way nicely. And Ulfdog has to wait for another round yet again. He just go for the dive bomb, which is smart.
I think the ideal...
Go ahead.
The ideal situation that Ulfdog has to play for here, he has to stay on the back of Halsey, and if Ferrari try that swap again, he needs to be right on the back of the second car. If he gives them any amount of space, that's when they can pull a move like that. They have the opportunity. But now Halsey...
Ulfdog is very close to Halsey. Like, he was almost pushing around Halsey. But Ulfdog as well.
Oh wow, yeah, they're both so low.
And Ulfdog goes for a dive bomb around the outside. Oh, that's a bit of a squeeze from Halsey. Ulfdog had to take avoiding action. That was a bit nasty.
I've just looked at Luke Watkins. The swap was a great move. Luke has so much more ERS. Ulfdog getting aggressive, getting impatient. He's desperate now.
Yeah, but like with Ulfdog pressuring Halsey a lot, Halsey cannot save his ERS at all.
No, but the fun part is Luke Watkins has got a lot to play with, so he can just try pulling his teammate along right now.
Yeah, but like he's also pulling Ulfdog along now, and with Ulfdog having a bit more ERS to play with than Halsey, it means that Halsey cannot save his ERS. And Ulfdog knows that.
Ulfdog, not a great X out the corner, but he's already using the overtake. Now the DRS is on, Luke Watkins out into the lead, ERS light flashing for Halsey. Ulfdog's running low as well, he looks to the outside.
Yet again,
inches between the cars, he had nowhere to go there.
Halsey needs to be careful with that. If he does that too much, then it will probably be a penalty.
issues there for Brewmaster in the Red Bull. Race going from bad to worse for him. Absolute star in the sprint race. Not so much now.
Yellow flags in sector 3.
Yeah, it's Brewmaster again.
Okay, then he's left it again. Well, we still see this interesting battle for P1 at the moment. With Elsie getting off, although getting really impatient. Well, Elsie was able to save a little bit of his EOS, and the EOS levels is similar now.
We've got 6 more laps to go this time by, and it's gonna start getting a bit difficult. Halsey goes defensive once again.
And Nudok tries to go for the outside, but doesn't make it work this time. Probably smart, because Halsey will probably squeeze him again on the curb.
He loses the back end as well, trying to open up for turn 2. And just removes any opportunity down into turn 4.
I mean, this has been an amazing day for Ferrari. 5 laps to go. There's nothing getting in their way for 1-2 except for Oofdog. With the way how they are racing, I don't see it happen for Oofdog.
This has been a great bit of teamwork here from Ferrari this whole race. Just working together really well, especially right now. Second car just protecting the leader. It's not the greatest for watching the racing, but it is great strategy from the team, and at the end of the day it's a team game.
Definitely, yeah, but I think it's still great to see, especially with Oofdog showing some signs of desperation. And Oofdog is going for it again, and Elsie has no chance to save his EOS. A bit of contact between these two. Well, Oofdog is pushing Elsie through the corner, to the SNIS. Look what is trying to actually to give him some slipstream, Elsie. Oofdog almost crashes into the back of Elsie. Luckily he did not. Well, All Prince, by the way, has caught up with Ganem 11, and due to no penalty for All Prince, he's a net P4.
Not just him though, he's brought Ryan and General Jake along for the ride. This trio on mediums have caught up to a wounded Red Bull, sorry. Because there is not going to be much left on those softs.
I mean, I will not be surprised if Ganem 11 now is in punctured cat territory.
I mean, to be fair, if him staying out is probably going to get him a better result as long as he can manage these tyres than if he pitted, because he's got such a gap back to lots that P7 should be pretty safe for him.
Yeah, but like, I feel like he is in punctured territory now, because lap 16, when I did the practice, the tyre indicator was on.
Oofdog basically pushing Halsey down the hill. Cal moves across, looking defensive. No one's quite close enough yet for the move this time, so he returns to the racing line.
Oofdog does a very good job of not letting Halsey save EOS.
Oh, on the inside! He's there! And Halsey again forces him off. That's a time penalty for Oofdog. I don't know if that one is staying, because we've seen at least 2 warnings now from Halsey leaving no room.
I feel like this move was a little bit ambitious though.
It's ambitious, but he got alongside, he was safely there, he made the corner, he was just forced over the curb.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much. I feel like that can help break up Halsey for the penalties regarding his position. I mean, if you're gonna...
Oh! And that's...
That is just Oofdog's fault.
I mean, when you're going into a corner like that, when you're on the inside, they're obviously going to brake earlier than normal. I don't know why you'd follow someone that close behind right into the braking zone.
I mean, you should have chosen the outside line, and this is Oofdog's mistake. 100%.
And now that opens up. This could be Oil Prince on the podium. Contact between Callum 28 and Ryan. Ryan's off massively.
Ooh.
Big spin for Ryan, end plate gone. General Jake got clipped by it, but I think he survived without damage. That was a huge hit. Ryan retires from the race. Lutz is up to 7th. Shaman's 9th. Rio Fensom's gonna get back into the points.
Whoa. Shaman got cut off by Ryan's retiring. God, he managed to avoid it, but this cost him a lot of time. I cannot imagine that this will not be a penalty for Ryan R.
I saw a car spinning. It was just Sadik Hurdle's car lap down. General Jake going to the outside. Ooh, a little bit of contact there with Callum. That's not ideal, but I didn't get a view of what actually happened between the two of them there.
What do you think what will happen between the two Ferraris now? Will Luke Watkins play the team game and let Helsi win?
That's a good question. I mean, if it comes out to a bare bones fight, they're both really low on ERS, so don't really know.
And if they do, and will Helsi know that he is up for a possible penalty by the FAA with his way of driving? So will then Luke Watkins pull a gap for 5 seconds, because there is that room.
Oil Prince does take 3rd place. He's gone past the wounded Ulfdog. General Jake now on the back of him as well. Looks to the inside. And Ulfdog, he's damaged. He doesn't have much he can give. Sadik Hurdle spinning again. He is looking like a carousel more than an F1 car right now. Ulfdog looking to the outside of General Jake.
Giving the position to Helsi. So it looks like Luke Watkins is going to be a bit selfish and going for the win himself. I cannot really blame him, but Helsi has a championship to fight for.
Callum has gone from what looked like a 28th place, a 28th place.
I mean, that's kind of good. That's kind of good performance if you get 28th with a 20-car grid.
He's gone from looking like a 7th place finish to, with misfortune for Ulfdog and Ryan, he's now pretty solidly locked in for a top 5 here. Sadik Hurdle just... I think he's doing ballet more than he's racing now at this point. Those tyres are
Luke Watkins seems not
melting.
to give the position to Helsi. That means Luke Watkins will win this race.
Luke Watkins comes home to take, I believe, his first win in NXR. Helsi will get 2nd place.
Season. I don't know if perhaps the team principal will be happy about the finishing order of the Ferraris, which is nonetheless a 1-2 for Ferrari and Oil Prince and debut podium place. And then
General Jake comes home with 4th.
Callum 28 P5 on 1 slots. And
Lots.
The big... Yeah.
Oh, Rio Fensom!
The offensive crash out before the finish line.
Was it before? Where did he crash?
I guess so.
Where is his car?
It does also with Roelmans. The Roelmans is around as well.
Oh, look. Oh, there's...
Did Roelmans... Did Rio Fensom and Roelmans collided with each other?
Ulfdog just got a random 20-second time penalty, by the way.
But that will be removed.
Yeah.
But... if Brewmaster and Rio Fensom crashed out together, I will not imagine how heated the Honda chat will be. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on a 1-2 for Ferrari. Luke Watkins P1, Helsi P2, and a debut P3 for Oil Prince. I'm getting Oil Prince now in for an interview.
Okay. I'm just gonna quickly make sure to scroll through, get all of the screenshots we need. Just so these are on stream.
Alright, this is the roundup for today's insane Grand Prix of Brazil. like I said, Luke Watkins and Halsey make it a Ferrari 1-2, Allprince P3, making Rob proud as a Mercedes team principal. General Jake, my driver today, P20 from P to P4, Callum 28 P5, Haidlot P6, Eugenio P7, Nighthawk P8, Shamin P9, and Ulfdog, the biggest loser of today, P10.
No, Ulfdog was 6th. Sorry. Ulfdog was 6th, everyone else shuffled down one because Ulfdog got random 20 seconds after the race.
Okay, hello Allprince, don't forget to include your audio.
I've included it.
Alright Allprince, it's your debut in Tier 2 after with your approval to move down to Tier 2. You get a debut podium in P3. Tell us, how does it feel to get a podium in NXR?
Feels good. I didn't think I was quick enough for Tier 1, so I asked if I could drop out, and Tier 2 just is a lot more less pressure.
So it was the pressure of all the sweats in Tier 1 what was getting to you?
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
it must be ecstatic to make your new team principal Rob proud with giving him directly a podium and filling up some big shoes with Lion, who seemingly was up for a Tier 2 championship.
Yeah.
Does that break some extra pressure with it that you're replacing a Tier 2 championship contender?
I was thinking that, to be honest, but yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I hope Rob's proud.
But knowing Rob, you definitely made him proud. You made the Icelandic Viking proud. How did the race went for you, by the way?
After on the first safety car, we didn't know what to. Well, I didn't know what to do because I don't know what the strategy was. But I was in a party with Jay Wall, and we both decided going to the mediums.
And it worked out for you, not so much for Jay Wall. Sadly for
Yeah.
him.
He wasn't very happy.
I can only imagine. I'm out of questions. Do you have anything for Allprince Guildforce?
I mean, for me, like, obviously in Tier 1, me and you seem to be qualifying together most races.
Yeah.
But, like, to be able to go from what has been a rough season in Tier 1 to immediately showing, like, what you're capable of in an environment where you're able to, like, just battle people around your pace.
Yeah.
How much does that help like the mental side of things? Because obviously where you were in Tier 1 must have been a bit hard at times.
It definitely helped. I wasn't very happy or anything really about the positions and the place I was coming. Well, that definitely helps.
Oh, congratulations! It's honestly great to see you actually pull it off. Because given how the season had gone, to see you like come in with this performance today is a great showing of like what you're capable of, and hopefully a sign of more to come.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more question. Are you looking back one day to return to Tier 1?
One day, yeah. One day.
Alright.
Don't know when
Well-
that day will be, but yeah, one day.
Well, I will let you enjoy your champagne, or in this case, maybe your oil. Have a good one, mate.
You too.
Have a good night, man.
Alright.
See you, bit.
I say it's only fitting to invite both Luke Watkins and Halsey into the same party. Because they got
yeah,
a
go for it.
1-2. Hello, Luke Watkins. Please include your
Hello.
audio. Same for you,
thank
Halsey. Because we're gonna do a double interview.
Sounds good.
Because it's a Ferrari 1-2.
Wow.
You got Halsey overtook Ulfdog into P1, and Luke Watkins had an amazing start from, I believe, P4, P5, and directly went into P2. Tell us, were you in a party? And so, yes, what was the strategy going on all race long?
Shall I speak first on this? On the strategy?
Yeah, you go first. Yeah.
Well, strategy was kind of all over the place because we had to keep obviously mixing things up. We obviously started on both on the softs. That was the plan after we saw everyone was starting on those mediums, and we got to the stint on it, and then a safety car came out at the perfect time for us to pit. We obviously then both went on to the mediums, and it was really solid from there, and it seemed like it was going to be a really nice, easy 1-2 for us, but another safety car came out, and it made us have to work super hard for that 1-2 there. But we had to just work stuff out with the DRS, letting people back through, working our ERS out, but it was just, we were in a party together just working it through. It was just proper teamwork to get the 1-2 there, and I think it was well deserved for both of us.
And what is your point of view of it, Luke?
Well, at the start, when the second safety car came out, I was just going to defend for Halsey, but I think we both kind of felt that I had good pace maybe to go for the win. And in the end, I think on the last 2 laps, we said we'll battle it out for the win now and see what happens. And I luckily came ahead, so it's very good result for Ferrari.
Yes, I wanted to ask this later then, but now you bring it up, I wanted to ask it now. Why did I get that you wanted to have your first win, Luke Watkins, but why did you went for it? Because Halsey is on a championship fight, and you, with all due respect, you aren't.
Yeah, it was kind of a talk in the party, but I think we both said, Niall was so far down, and I kind of really just wanted the win, so it was kind of selfish. I felt that throughout the season I've helped out Halsey quite a bit as well, so...
At the end of the day as well, there's a lot more to racing than just winning. I think we both proved that we both deserve to win the race today, and we both showed teamwork, and we both deserve that 1-2, and I think that I may have not won today, but he most certainly deserved to win today, and no matter what the result, we both deserved wherever we finished first or second. And I think that I think we both proved ourselves today, and that there's a lot more to me just winning here today, and whether I don't win the championship because of these 7 points, it's not the end of the world. We proved what I could do today, and he proved what he could do today, and I think that's what matters, and that's my representation really, and his representation. It's not about always us winning the championship,
Well, those are some very wise words from a young man, I have to say. I have a question for you, Elsie. Of course, when Luke Watkins overtook you, you had a very aggressive battle going on with Udog, and in the end, it resulted in wing damage. My first question is, do you think you were too aggressive to squeezing off Udog too much on the curbs at times?
I think I had to be aggressive to keep the position, but at the same time, he was obviously quite desperate to go for me, because I think he obviously gathered what our plans were, and he had to make sure that he was in between the Ferraris and not behind them. So he went for quite audacious moves. I felt I was quite aggressive with my defending. Obviously with the wing damage, I'm not sure what fully really happened, because I broke when I normally break. I break pretty late, to be honest, and I don't know, he just tried to get the inside line because I'd constantly be trying to defend it into turn 1. But it's obviously not great to have battles and it ends up with someone getting damaged, which is a real shame. But obviously, I'm not going to change the way I drive. I will continue to be aggressive for it.
And me as FAA, I feel like you pushing Ulfdog off track a couple of times was a bit too much. But with the wing damage, I feel like it was Ulfdog's fault.
Yeah.
Because he should have just went to the outside instead of following you to the inside. Either way, it is up to Ulfdog if he is going to report the incidents or not. And I think, to be honest, it was a very great entertaining race from both you and the Ferrari. It turns out the Ferrari had an amazing strategy and it worked out massively in your guys' favors. Luke Watkins, congratulations with your first ever NXR win.
Thank you.
Elsie, congratulations with you making the at 1-2. Gilfos, do you have any questions?
No questions, but obviously with things in Tier 1 having moved around a little bit with Mark not being there, it seems like the Tier 2 boys are showing that maybe they're the better duo out of the Ferrari team right now.
I mean, yeah, that is like a question. That's also what I want to question for both drivers. What are your Tier 1 ambitions for next season?
Ooh. Do you just mean like the ambitions in general for like if it's in tier 1 or if it's in tier 2?
Like, are you guys already going for a Tier 1 place next season?
I think we've both got the pace there definitely, and I think the consistency to achieve tier 1. I know that for Luke, and I feel in myself I've got the pace to be able to fight for tier 1. I think so. I think definitely both our targets is to achieve tier 1 for next season. It'd be great if we were teammates, obviously next season as well, as showed with the teammate today. But obviously I can't speak on behalf of his targets, but I think he definitely should push for tier 1 because he's got the pace and the consistency, and he's definitely been at least in the top 3 fastest drivers, including with Lion with it. He's been in the top 3 drivers, I think, for the majority of the season.
I have to agree with what Halsey said about you, Luke. However, one thing, I feel like you're a little bit more inconsistent than Halsey has been. Do you feel like you will be have a big shot to have a tier 1 seat as well for next season, or do you think you're gonna stay one more season in tier 2, Luke?
I think I, at the moment, probably rather stay in tier 2 and maybe, if certain people move up from tier 2, then maybe, go for the title, but tier 1 would still be very nice to have a seat in there, so I don't really mind.
Well, who knows what will happen? Of course, there will be new faces joining as well for next season, most likely. Maybe there will be a tier 3 for next season. Who knows what the new season will give us for surprises. Either way, this has been an outstanding race for Ferrari. I'm sure your team principal Jeps will be very proud of you two boys. If Guildforce have any questions anymore, I think we're gonna let you enjoy your champagne or sparkling water if you're underage.
Honestly, like, today we saw, like, great pace out of both of you, but also just brilliant teamwork. Like, you timed the swap over between the two of you perfectly to where it didn't give Wolfdog the opportunity, and just a good, like, back and forth from you just working together, and it was, lovely to see.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Alright guys, have a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
See you, Rakazi. Forza Ferrari.
Alright, goodbye Ricciardo.
That was good to see. That was a hell of a race. Lots in the chat very excited. Picking up a P... I think it's a P7. It showed us 6th, but we know about the random penalty for Wolfdog. But
I think
lots
for next season, as if she is able to race without any things that she has to do first, has secured herself a spot into tier 2 for next season with her performance. How do you feel about that?
I think she's absolutely shown she is able to fight up there with tier 2. Like, as I said, like, I expected her to be around Minoy and Shaman, and she managed to get the better of both of them tonight, which is a solid way to show that you still have the ability. So I think it's a good sign. Obviously, Shaman's still picking up points. Apparently, according to what I'm seeing in the team chat, having done a hell of a job holding up passes tonight to help with that. Higino as well, actually, was right with lots at the end. I think she got back past him from penalties. But a P8 from him again, continuing that improvement from him, and it's good to see, and I think next season at the very least will be a very strong one for him.
Definitely, I think for next season, Hagino could definitely be like a midfield driver for sure, maybe even more, but I think it's a safe bet for a midfield driver for sure. Either way, next round is, I think, the Netherlands.
Yeah, we'll come to visit you.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta try to sell as many milk bottles as if I can.
I hear Honda's planning to stay at your house, so I hope you don't mind having 8 lads in there.
Well, I don't mind, but my father will kick you all out.
Well, as Milkman said, Sunday, we're back with Tier 1, me and Milkman driving, Shaman and J-Wall? J-Wall or Night Owl will be commentating, I'm not entirely sure which one at the moment. From Zandvoort. Next Monday, me and Milkman are back on commentary for Tier 2. But until then, it'll be good night from me.
It will be good night for you, me.
Have a lovely night.